I come from a long line of baby catchers, but I never wanted to be one, and I never wanted to be named Pearl. Funny how God can turn things like that around. Not funny in a ha-ha way, but in a way so beyond the imagination, it's hard to describe. Maybe you haven't encountered God like that. I certainly hadn't, nor did I expect to. He simply showed up one stormy August night in 1982. I have no idea why he chose me, a lanky 12-year-old girl living in a 2-stoplight town in the northern woods of Minnesota. All I know is that he did, and it changed me. And not only me, but my family, my friends, and pretty much my entire town.
Pearl, are you ready to go?
Mother's voice pierced my bedroom door.
Just grabbing my stuff,
I yelled back. A girl born in my era wasn't supposed to be named Pearl. Jennifer or Amy or Michelle, perhaps, but Pearl? It was a name for grandmothers, great aunties, or second cousins twice removed. For women with silver braids wrapped around their heads and watery eyes. Not for girls with long chestnut hair and clear amber eyes like me. Mother's explanation? God gave her my name. I was what she liked to call her late-in-life baby. My siblings, Susan and David, were 15 and 12 years old when I arrived. Mother had just turned 40. The pregnancy was difficult and the delivery complicated. But she said that when Grandma placed me in her arms, a still, small voice whispered, "This is a pearl of great price." How could she name me anything but Pearl? I accepted her explanation, even secretly relished it. But I still disliked the name itself. Once I asked my friends at school to call me Patricia, but somehow Mother found out and put an end to my scheme. So I was frustrated with Mother and irked with God. Why would he give me an old lady name? Did he lack imagination? Was he unaware of my discomfort with my identity? Turns out, the answer to those questions was a resounding no. But for the first 12 years of my life, I was oblivious to that fact. Do not lollygag. This is Mrs. Nordquist's third baby. Baby number 3 in a hurry will always be, I said. What 12-year-old girl would know that? One who lived in my house, that's who. It was simply assumed that if you were a female born into my family, you would participate in the family business. The baby-catching business. My grandmother Ilse was a baby catcher, and my great-grandmother Edna before her. My mother, Elizabeth, had earned a nursing degree and worked in the maternity clinic at the hospital. She also offered private midwifery services in the county to women who either couldn't afford a hospital delivery or simply preferred to give birth at home. My sister Susan went to grad school to become a doctor in obstetrics and gynecology. I thought that was just a fancy way of saying highly educated baby catcher. Stories were told of prior generations also being baby catchers, but no one had documented proof. For me, 4 generations of women wrapped up in the business of labor and delivery were enough. I had determined that I wanted nothing to do with it. Make sure you pack an overnight bag, just in case, Mother said as she popped her head around the doorframe of my room. Third babies are generally in a hurry, but every delivery is unique. I finished Mother's mantra. Good girl, she said as she marched off. Before her death, Grandma stayed with us for extended visits, and the stories that passed between her and Mother. By my 7th or 8th birthday, I knew more about possible childbirth scenarios than most mature women. It's not as if they sat down and taught me. I simply couldn't help but overhear. Some kids might have been intrigued by this insight into birthing babies. Not me. I thought it was gross. Words like cervix, placenta, effacement, preeclampsia, dilation, transition, and perineum were part of everyday conversations in our house. One time, I asked if I might soundproof my room so that when my friends came over, I could close the door and pretend I lived in a normal household. My request was denied.